Korrina is one of the most important characters everyone just forgets. She rolls onto the scene on skates, whips Ash before he even knows who she is, and immediately makes it everyone's problem that she needs a Megastone, before whipping him again for good measure. Wait, shouldn't she be in the gym? Who knew this random girl on skates would be your gateway to the greatest Pokemon battle power of all time? But not just the power, the process, the history, the struggles, and the art of Mega Evolution. So the part hidden underneath that little button press. She goes on a spiritual journey, falls hard, and climbs her way back to the top, just to prove that sometimes the hard way is the only way. And through all of it, she proved one very important thing. Lucario was cool before it became everyone's personality. Korrina is the fighting-type gym leader of Shalor City in the Kalos region, and one of the chosen successors of Mega Evolution, meaning she gets to wield a shiny rock capable of turning Pokemon battles into Dragon Ball fights. Her story is deeply tied to the Tower of Mastery, where she trains under her grandfather, the Mega Evolution Guru, which may or may not be the name on his driver's license. This isn't just a gym leader origin story, it's a bloodline. The Tower of Mastery was built on the exact spot where Korrina's ancestor and his Lucario first discovered a Megastone and Keystone, triggering the first Mega Evolution performed by a human in Pokemon history, which explains the gigantic Lucario statue standing in the middle of the tower like Kalos built a religion around Aura dogs. That legacy runs directly to Korrina. She grew up in the shadow of her own destiny with an enormous amount of pressure, and she rose to the occasion to become one of Pokemon's greatest Mega Evolution users. Her design, however, doesn't do her any justice. Petite with a blonde ponytail bursting out the back of a helmet that never seems to come off. White and red skating dress. She looks like a random trainer that would have some pointless dialogue when you battle, like, "Nice skates, wanna see mine?" No. Korrina's name was likely inspired by KO, meaning knockout, and arena, which makes me think of her gym since it's a skating arena, and the uncontrollable roller skating mechanic would have caused you to be knocked out in said arena, if this wasn't a family-friendly game. Her Japanese name, Korruni, is from the French word for gherkin, cornichon. She's following her other family tradition of vegetable naming, as her grandfather is literally called Gherkin with a funny spelling. Korrina represents the process of being a masterful trainer, showing you that no matter what stage you're at, gym leader, frontier brain, champion, there's always room for growth. Korrina is still becoming, and that's what makes her compelling, and she knows how to kick butt if needed. In the Pokemon XY anime, the crew are just walking through the forest, and Korrina skates in with Lucario and sees Ash looking like a free win, so challenges him. And you know Ash, he'll battle anyone anytime. Once they get down to it, Pikachu's attacks are bounced off Lucario and blocked with ease. Where's the Pikachu that was making legendary sweat like Latios and Regice? And Snivy, oh wait, that shouldn't have been in the script. Lucario swords dances in the middle of the fight, mad disrespect, then goes for a bone rush to rock Pikachu's socks off. Doesn't anyone take turns anymore? While Clemont and Serena are yapping, Pikachu's like, "I'm gonna take a quick nap." Lucario's like, "Before you nap, watch me replay this animation," and he starts hitting Pikachu around like a piñata, then starts to play hot potato so Pikachu doesn't touch the ground. Lucario feels bad and gets ready to catch Pikachu, with a power-up punch to the face. Ash feels completely violated after that three-piece combo, and Pikachu's down. Korrina then gives Ash the citrus berry when this guy needs a max revive, and Ash gives her the look, "You just beat the brakes off my mouse and expect me to be grateful?" If you want justice for Pikachu, don't forget to sub to the channel. Our goal is 1,900 by the end of the month, and it helped a lot. Thank you all for the support, and enjoy the rest of the video. She tells him to cry about it because she's the gym leader of Shalor City. Look at this funny shot where it looks like Ash is biting her arm. They mentioned meeting Diantha and witnessing her Gardevoir's Mega Evolution, but Korrina says that she can't Mega Evolve her Lucario because she doesn't have the Megastone, just the Keystone given by her grandfather. She also says her ancestors were the first to ever evolve a Lucario, which makes me wonder, why didn't they just give her one instead of sending her to Geosenge Town to get her own? Kinda like when your older siblings have a PlayStation and tell you to get your own instead of using theirs. Didn't happen to me. Since it's Shalor City gym leader tradition to have a Mega Evolving Pokemon, it's her goal to get 100 victories in a row and head to Geosenge Town for the Lucario night. Ash was number 99. She whacks out a book of all the paw prints of the Pokemon she beat. Imagine getting smacked around by a gym leader in the wild, and then she asks you to sign in wet ink with your beaten Pokemon's paw to confirm that you got your ass handed to you. To add to the disrespect, she realizes that she didn't get Pikachu's paw print and runs over while he's eating, drenches his paw in ketchup, and sticks it in her book. Hasn't he been through enough? Pikachu takes it like a boss and licks the ketchup. Team Rocket come out of nowhere pretending to be a Mega Evolution consulting group and take Lucario and Pikachu away for free consultations. Korrina's like, hey, how do I know you're not Team Rocket, Jesse, James, and Meowth in really bad disguises? And they end the consultation with no refunds. Korrina uses her spidey senses to sense they're not far. Lucario and Pikachu get out of the box by using a Sword Stance, Power Up Punch, Electro Ball Punch, and reunite with Korrina and Ash. Team Rocket challenge them to a tag battle, get their Pokemon smacked up and down the battlefield, and go blasting off again. That's 100 wins for Korrina. She's off to Geosenge, and the crew join her. Once they arrive, Korrina doesn't actually know what to do next. They all search for the stone with no luck. She remembers her grandpa tells her she'll know what to do when the time is right. Yeah, that helps. They come across a photographer who gives them a free photo shoot and then points them towards a dangerous cave that's rumored to have a special stone. Team Rocket overheard and hide the cave entrance, so the crew are walking around like headless chickens. But nothing gets past these Lucario GPS fists, and it smashes the way. Everyone's like, I totally knew we needed to go there, and they find the Lucario Knight. In comes a freaking flying Blaziken that tries to kick Lucario's head off. Korrina gets ready to battle. She rips off her clothes and changes in half a second. Brock is somewhere crying right now. They start going blow for blow, power-up punches and blaze kicks flying everywhere, but Blaziken clearly has the upper hand. It then gets real slick with the slip counter flamethrower straight to the face to incinerate Lucario. Korrina tries to go in and save Lucario, and Blaziken's like, you can get the smoke too, and blazes her up. He picks up Lucario by the head and says, I am the captain now of Mega Evolution, and throws him away. Serena can't handle watching this massacre and wants to help, but Ash reminds her, remember how Lucario violated Pikachu earlier? And Serena's like, oh right, and lets the beatdown continue. Korrina gets up with the power of girl power, but Lucario is still counting sheep until puppy power activates, which is enough to blow Blaziken back with a power punch. You know, the only damn move this Lucario knows. It calls Blaziken a good doggy and gives him a few bones to the face, and then the neck. Then a few more for good measure to crucify Blaziken, and now everyone's cheering? That's pretty cold. Lucario was going for the sweet finish until Korrina's grandfather interrupts and declares her the winner. He congratulates her and grants her access to the Lucario Knight. The crew are all excited for Korrina, including the photographer who actually knows Korrina's grandfather. Everyone stands by to witness Mega Evolution, and Mega Lucario is born. It starts flexing its new powers like, is this my final form? If only it knew about Mega Lucario Z, who's going to be wreaking havoc upon the competitive world at the expense of its handsomeness. I mean, come on, what is that? Ash challenges her to a battle. Due to lack of experience, Mega Lucario is struggling until it just goes crazy. I'm talking firing off shots with bad intentions. Trying to send Pikachu to Lavender Tower kind of bad. Korrina thinks it's just a beast, but even her granddad is like, wait, isn't this show for kids? The absolute pummeling continues and Ash is like, chill, it's not that deep. As Lucario socks Pikachu in the mouth while burning with roid rage, and then swings it around like a lasso. Everyone's starting to think this is going a bit far, but nobody thinks to stop Lucario demolishing Pikachu while it's already out cold. Lucario channels his inner horror movie villain, like going somewhere, and boots Pikachu like a football. Bro, it wasn't going anywhere. And P.S. Someone do something, this Lucario is a demon. Just as Pikachu is about to get turned into dust, Korrina's granddad blocks the final blow with his own Lucario, with exhaustion putting the monster to bed. They head to the Pokemon Center to get healed up, but Lucario is still in there while Pikachu is good as new. Korrina apologizes to Ash, who says it's okay. Gosh, bring Misty back. If she was there, she'd be throwing hands with Korrina on the spot in the middle of the Pokemon Center. I'm talking weaves flying everywhere, kind of scrapping with no regrets. Grandpa's disappointed at her inability to control her Pokemon at all, and challenges her to a battle once Lucario healed. She excitedly agrees and he looks at her like she's a fool, then says she has no idea what Mega Evolution is about. They waste no time in Mega Evolving and get straight to it. Korrina calls for Power Punch, and it's blocked by Aura, literally Aura-mogged. They clash with Bone Rush and start bone fighting a little bit. That doesn't sound good. And Korrina's Lucario outbones him before getting blasted by Aura Bone. I mean, Sphere. Finally some real moves. Lucario starts seeing red and goes into Berserk mode, only to get Aura blocked and sent back to its normal form with another Aura Sphere to the chest. Grandpa starts roasting them, calling Lucario arrogant for disobeying its trainer, and Korrina clueless for allowing it. And she's a disgrace to the Shalor Gym and her ancestors. He gets mad and sends her to Pomace Mountain as part of her training. Ash and Korrina spend some time together training, eating, and hanging out, and she finally realizes she spams Power Up Punch way too much. It's nice to see her as a traveling companion since she can actually hold her own in a battle. She tells them about how she has been working hard since she was little with her Riolu, doing strenuous training with her grandpa. He even put her against tough competition like other megas. They find a cave shortcut to Pumice Mountain, and I feel like caves mean trouble in this show. Oh, would you look at that, Team Rocket anger some Noibats who go crazy on everyone. This splits up the crew for the rest of the day, leaving everyone worried about each other. Clemont draws a glaring similarity between Ash and Korrina. They haven't been separated from their partner Pokemon since they started their journeys, conveying the strength of their bond. Lucario and Korrina start getting a slight bit of doubt in their bond when thinking back to their first Mega Evolution battle with Ash, but they're not ones to give up so easily. The next morning they set off to reunite the crew, and are attacked by Team Rocket. Clemont gets embarrassed by Team Rocket and their new super suits in front of the ladies. Completely powerless, Korrina gives up, until Lucario comes to save the day. Korrina's like, these guys will make perfect target practice for rampaging Lucario, and Mega evolves it. Lucario starts playing baseball with Team Rocket, then goes crazy wolf mode again and tries to bonk everyone's head. Korrina's like, stop that! And Lucario stops that and turns on Team Rocket, then collapses from exhaustion again. The next day they meet up with the Pumice Mountain trainer, Mabel, who greets them with a good old show me your power. All of a sudden it's Mega Lucario versus Mega Mawile. I wonder what Korrina's got in store for such a formidable foe. Could it be Power Up Punch? And it fails. Then back to the bone, which misses a million times as Lucario gets iron-headed up to the stars. Uh-oh, mean Lucario is back, and you won't like him when he's oh, he's out. They go to Mabel's house. Korrina gets told not to be hasty and sucked into a flower contest? After that, training time, right? Nope. See you tomorrow. Mabel sends them to the mountains to see something beautiful. Why are these Mega Evolution guys always so cryptic? Well, they were just flowers, and she makes everyone arrange flowers day after day. Apparently it's part of Korrina's training due to anime logic. Team Rocket appear with new tricks and bring out Mean Lucario. Korrina tries that stop that technique again, but Lucario bites her. Someone needs to put that dog down. She uses the power of friendship and Lucario is good to go. It starts whacking things with its bone again and learns the Rasen Kame Aura Sphere to finish the battle. The flower picking apparently made their hearts become one. I'm not buying it, but Ash is. He says, no way Jose, am I battling Korrina now? I got to wait for her main character aura to wear off. Laters. Ash can't run forever and eventually makes it back to Shalor City to challenge Korrina. Korrina says she hasn't lost a battle since she perfected Mega Evolution. Ash starts dancing to prepare for the battle and ends up exploding. Later on, a path appears to the Tower of Mastery, meaning it's time to battle. Gherkin greets them with the history of their family and Mega Evolution. Basically, his ancestor was traveling and training with Lucario, found a Megastone and Keystone where the Tower of Mastery is, and boom, Mega Lucario. Gherkin says his family keeps a scroll of secrets, which teaches you how to be a powerful gym leader. He won't give it to Korrina because she's not ready to be a great gym leader, even though she's already a gym leader. So he doesn't want her to be great. Team Rocket steal the scroll and get one shot by Mega Lucario. Gherkin's like, okay, you're ready, and reads the scroll. It turns out to be sleep and wake up early, don't eat too much, wash your hands, boring, let's get on to the battle. Korrina skates for 10 minutes for no reason. Ash is like, get on with it, so she sends out Mienfoo. Ash sends out Horlucha and tries his new lane dancing strat and gets kicked straight in the stomach and drain punched in the mouth and the chest. Something's telling me this dancing thing isn't working out. Horlucha is getting beaten up badly, and Ash starts to think, maybe I suck at dancing, just like everyone told me before. Well, time for plan A, and dodges the next high jump kick to seriously damage Mienfoo and then finish it off with a vicious flying press. Korrina sends out Machoke next, and Ash Fletchinder. Machoke dodges Flame Charge and brick breaks Fletchinder's dome piece into the ground, then low sweeps it across the battlefield. Machoke catches the Steel Wing, tanks a Razor Wind, and Focus Blasts the daylights out of Fletchinder. Just kidding, Focus Blast never hits, and it gets swooped up by a Flame Charge. So Ash came from behind twice, and he's up 2-0. But we all know the party only starts when Lucario is out, and out comes the man of the hour. Fletchinder goes for Flame Charge, and Lucario decides to bust everyone's eardrums with Metal Sound, but Flame Charge still lands. Ash uses Steel Wing to block the Aura Sphere, which is pretty cool, but Mega Lucario appears behind like the boogeyman and power punches Fletchinder into the dirt. Horlucha is back out and goes for a Flying Press, which is countered by Bone Rush, and Aura Sphere sends Horlucha to nap time. The score is even. Pikachu gets right to business with a Quick Attack Electro Ball combo, which is deflected by Bone Rush. Then he goes for an Iron Tail, which is blocked. Lucario kicks Pikachu up, who's quick to counter with a Thunderbolt. Aura Sphere comes flying out of the smoke and lands on Pikachu. Ash is having flashbacks of their first two fights, but they're not going down that easily. Metal Sound is wiped out by Thunderbolt, and Pikachu uses the following Aura Sphere to bounce higher. Then they clash with Iron Tail and Bone Rush, leaving both Pokemon heavily damaged. They decide to clash again to a draw, and once both have been pushed to their limits, Lucario uses a one-handed Aura Sphere against Pikachu's Electro Ball, but Pikachu slips the attack and lands its own, then gives it all he's he's got in a last hefty thunderbolt. Lucario is down, and even Ash can't believe that he won. Korrina hands Ash the badge and sends him off to get his 4th, and it's insane that he's at this level of power when he's getting his 3rd badge. The next time Korrina is seen is when she's facing off with Alan for his 8th badge. Mega Lucario under perfect control versus Mega Charizard X, and Alan wipes her with no difficulty at all. Even Korrina is shocked at his power and hands him the badge. That's the life of XY characters go through insane training just to get demolished by Mega Charizard X. The addition of this interaction actually contributes a lot to the story for us fans, because we always want to know how things went down. I know people that wanted to know how Gary got his mysterious badges and how Tobias versus Volkner went down, if it went down. Fast forward to after the Kalos League, when Kalos is being attacked by the giant Zygarde rock, Korrina appears alongside the strongest trainers to fight it. There's a nice moment with Korrina having heard about and respecting Ash's battle bond Greninja. It makes sense that she would know and be interested given her family ties with Mega Evolution. With their combined efforts, they eventually defeat the rock and take down the lion guy. Korrina is also in Pokemon Journeys, where she reveals she's competing in the World Coronation Series in the normal class, and she aims to take on Leon. Don't make me laugh, that would be the biggest mismatch since Mewtwo versus that Gyarados in the first movie. She has a little moment with Ash's Riolu, who seems to be envious of Korrina's Lucario, which is cute, but Lucario's old news at this point and not cool anymore. Unfortunately, they end up having a rematch and begin with Gengar versus Mienshao. Mienshao is not playing around as it immediately stuns Gengar with acrobatics. Gengar goes for Psychic, but U-turn bonks its head and tags Lucario in. Bone Rush narrowly misses, and Gengar fires off double Shadow Ball, both of which are blocked, and it starts going ham on Gengar. I counted like 7 bonks, and Gengar's seeing stars. Mienshao is back out versus Ash's Dragonite, another Pokemon that isn't cool anymore. They clash High Jump Kick with Dragon Claw, then Mienshao gets some good hits in, until Ash uses Dragon Dance, which somehow makes all damage ineffective. Dragonite then takes a hit to dish out a deadly Dragon Claw for the win. Lucario is Korrina's last Pokemon. Dragonite goes for Dragon Dance, and Lucario's like, no sir, and Aura Sphere blasts Dragonite out of the sky. Lucario starts beating Dragonite to a pulp, and is overflowing with testosterone. Dragonite starts flapping its little wings to throw rocks at Lucario and blind it. Aura Sphere quickly puts that to a halt, and they clash Power Up Punch with a +2 Dragon Claw. Dragonite is barely standing, and Lucario goes down. Victory for Dragonite, and Riolu is still impressed, so victory for Lucario too? Ash and Korrina say goodbye, until another day. Ash visits Korrina during a gym battle to teach his own Lucario a thing or two. Mega Lucario versus Quilladin, and guess who wins? You don't need to guess, because ugly Quilladin gets one shot. She gives Ash a Keystone and goes with him to the Mega Island to find his own Megastone. He finds it in no time with his main character powers. As they head away from the island, Ash reveals his next opponent in the tournament is Bee, which Korrina reacts surprised to. Turns out she's a fan of Bee and calls her BB, but she also likes Ash, so she cheers for both of them during their match. The last time she's seen is also as a cheerleader for Ash during his battle with Leon. This is the most complete storytelling of Korrina. The games have a more condensed version. Korrina first appears in Generation 6 X and Y on roller skates in the open world, and not doing her job of standing on one tile waiting for challenges for the rest of her life. This allows her to be one of the most important characters in Kalos, introducing you to arguably one of the most iconic battle powers in the franchise, Mega Evolution. While you're walking on Route 5, her Lucario smells your main character aura and runs right up to your face like car. He must really like cars. Korrina comes sliding straight into your DMs to introduce herself as the Shalor City gym leader, and skates off. Lucario keeps leading her to you, and you meet her again while leaving Geosenge Town. You battle and crush her 2 sorry excuses of Lucario, and she's like, oh haha, this was an unofficial battle, so you get no badge, bye. Okay. On the way to the Tower of Mastery to, you know, master some things, Tierno gives you an intriguing stone, and you meet Korrina's grandpa, the Mega Evolution Guru, which isn't his real name? I can't believe it. It's actually Gherkin. He asks you if you found the stone yourself, and for your own sanity, do not lie, because he can smell lies, and will ask you the same question over and over again until you tell the truth. Korrina gives you the rundown of Mega Evolution, that it's basically Digimon digivolving, but everybody forgot about that show, so they stole the concept and called it Mega Evolution. After buttering you guys up and inviting all 5 of the crew, she's like, yeah, I only have one of these Mega Rings, so you losers need to fight for it, like the Hunger Games. 3 of your friends chicken out, but Serena is down to get down, and she loses embarrassingly in front of all of your friends, and you're not ashamed one bit. Korrina is a woman of her word and hands you the Mega Ring if you beat her in a gym challenge. Don't forget to meet her there, so you make it to her gym, and you will lose your mind here. You need to use the stupid roller skates, which are a nightmare to control. To get to Korrina, you need to battle all the other roller skating rotating losers skating around her gym which are impossible to catch. And spamming A apparently doesn't work on them. They also don't follow the rules of battling when you make eye contact with the trainer. Pokemon 101, by the way. And sometimes they see you when you're behind them. Since they're all moving, it can be confusing to keep track of which ones you have and haven't battled. Like this girl, who I hadn't battled, and she didn't have a care in the world until I wrote her a formal letter requesting a battle because pressing A didn't work. When that's finally over, you can take the path to Korrina, who makes a grand entrance. She's pretty good on the skates, not gonna lie. Looking at her lineup, Mienfoo, Unova, Machoke, Kanto, and Hawlucha. No Lucario for some reason. Makes you realize the lack of Kalos fighting types. There are 3 evolution lines to pick from. Mienfoo is really gonna stick it to you with Power Punch. Machoke too, with Power Punch, and Hawlucha with Power Punch. I wonder what TM we're getting at the end of this one. Spoilers, it's Power Punch. Jokes aside, Hawlucha is going to spam Flying Press, which I thought was a flying move for the longest time, so get used to this angle. Now you'll have proven your worth. She gives you the Mega Ring. Right? Oh, only if you meet her at the top of the Mastery Tower. Okay, this is getting ridiculous. It's even worse than Claire in Pokemon Gold and Silver, making you go to the Dragon's Den and waste a move slot on that dreaded HM Whirlpool. With your newly acquired roller skating skills, you go back to the tower and straight to the top, and she's waiting to not give you things. She then says it's time to explode with power. Even her Lucario is sick of her BS and decides to side with you in a Mega versus Mega battle. This battle is a Rock'em Sock'em Dragon Ball Z fight. Except this fight lasts less than 5 episodes, with each side spamming Power Punch until the other fails. At last, the shenanigans are over and she admits defeat before giving you the Mega Ring for real this time. You just acquired one of the best Mega Evolutions in the game, so I'd say not bad. You can battle her again at the Battle Chateau, where she uses a mix of Machamp, Hawlucha, and Mega Lucario, but who cares about that? And Pokemon Legends ZA? Skip please. In the Pokemon XY manga, Korrina starts off fast, already a Mega Evolution successor and ready to wipe out teams with Lucario. It starts with Celosia busy creeping the hell out of Trevor and trying to mind control him until Korrina comes roller skating in, not this again, with Mega Lucario and uses Power Punch against Aegislash to save the day. But it doesn't because it's a freaking ghost type. Celosia's like, fresh meat, and licks her lips. Then Korrina's like, check this out, and does a 360 backflip, cosmic flip, and a parallel swizzle with her roller skates? What on earth does this have to do with battling Team Flare? Celosia's mind control powers with Aegislash isn't working because of Lucario's aura, so everyone takes the opportunity to attack and trap her in webs. But she's got a Honedge hiding in the back ready to free her as she rocket boots away. Trevor asks Korrina to train X to master Mega Evolution, but Korrina is salty because he has a Megastone without going through the Mega Evolution Successor ritual that she had to go through. In fact, she's so salty that she actually asked her grandfather Gherkin for answers as to why he gave X a Megastone, then kicks him in the head. They're attacked by a Trevenant in the Tower of Mastery and they chase it to the top of the tower and Korrina almost gets pushed to the edge in a panel that makes me feel queasy despite not being scared of heights. Gherkin is attacked by a Sensho of Team Flare on the first floor and Korrina gets down to join the fight. This fight gets pretty explosive with Mega Evolutions along with powerful attacks flying in every direction. Trevenant also covered the place in roots, so the tower is pretty much good as gone. Sensho escapes as the tower blows up and they lose all of the Mega Evolution data that was stored inside, as well as the data on Diancie. After being separated, Korrina finds Gherkin struggling to fight over Team Flare admin, Chalmers, while some funny looking dude who turns out to be a chick sends out a Mega Gardevoir and buckles his shuckle, leaving him running back to Daddy Lysander. That dude was Diantha. Korrina starts fangirling over Diantha, asking her about the Elite Four, not the right time. Then they end up going to check a cave, fearing that Team Flare know about Diancie. And what do you know, they find a robber stealing Diancie, so they quickly blast his head off. Korrina reminisces about when she became a successor. A long time ago she climbed a mountain and used Riolu's Bone Rush to fly over the river like a helicopter, and Riolu used its aura powers to find it in a bush. Gherkin and his ceremonial crew said, one of us, about 20 times, gave her a keystone, and she became a successor. Later on, Team Flare tried to tie up and transport the Xerneas tree, so as usual, they start fighting the good guys. They are whooping them bad. X is upside down, about to get impaled by Aegislash. Korrina comes to the rescue with another Power Punch on a ghost type, but it does something this time. The crew all scatter, fighting off Team Flare. As X fights Essentia, Korrina is impressed by his ability to Mega Evolve and control Gengar perfectly. She's starting to see why he was chosen for the Megastones. Korrina ends up going after Celosia again to settle their unfinished business from earlier. At this point, Celosia had mind-controlled a bunch of people to help Team Flare, but the spell was broken by Lucario's aura. Mega Lucario is beating the snot out of Aegislash with lightning-fast bullet punches. Delosha's like, oh poopy, I've done it this time. She gives Korrina a sob story about how Team Flare are actually trying to save the world, only for a chosen few. Korrina's like, keep talking, because I already freed the innocent people you mind-controlled, so my job is done. Then Delosha's like, well, an eye for an eye, even though you didn't take my eye, as the blade brutally slashes her and all the color leaves her eyes. Delosha's like, nice megastone, mind if I borrow it and never give it back? Yoinks that bad boy while Korrina's lying out in the rain stripped of her megastone and completely unconscious. She's later rescued and taken to the hospital in critical condition. Damn, Team Flare were crazy out here slashing people, stealing their things and dipping. After Team Flare's defeat, Korrina fully recovered somehow. She wants to host an official Mega Evolution Successor ceremony for X. When that day comes, she's furious to find out he didn't invite any of his friends and forces him to go invite the guys that helped him beat Team Flare and the other Mega Evolution successors. They all come together to celebrate the new successor in an awesome end to a great arc. Thanks for watching if you made it this far, and I hope you enjoyed this segment of one of the most underrated, important characters. Don't forget to sub, leave a like, and comment your favorite moment of Korrina. I like the anime where she interacted with B. The anime should have had more interactions between gym leaders and Elite Four members, like imagine Lance and Raihan, or Blaine and Flint. See you all in the next one.